how's it going? Today we're going to go ahead and be doing Gunsmoke's integrate. I mean, we've done it in the past, we've done it with several dogs, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding more dogs into the group. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull them out, and what I'm going to do first off is add my females, so that way we can get them around the girls, just around other dogs, see what happens. So far in the past we've done that. He's done pretty good. He does play a little bit rough, but that's because a lot of it is with him being a lot of puppy. So when you spoil your dogs, when you carry them, when you give them everything they want, they basically become huge babies. So Gunsmoke's problem is not necessarily aggression. What it is that he's just a lot of play. Now the thing is that when you have a dog, like let's say a senior dog that's that does live by rules, boundaries, and limitations, like our guys. The thing is that they will try to correct him being very playful, very active. And the thing is that being that Gunsmoke has never ever been pretty much corrected by anybody that he's encountered before, he doesn't have that understanding of limitations, or as far as how to play, how to interact with anybody else. So anybody that kind of takes it as offensive, or they trying to correct him, then he's going to come back and go at them, and then of course you're going to get a jumble there, and then that's where you're going to get your fight. Now I don't expect that to happen. He's pretty submissive around me. He understands, if I tell him to do something or I approach him, he'll go ahead and give me a submission, which is good. But being that we're going to be adding a little bit more dogs than we normally have in the past, I want to see exactly, okay, if we take you to a dog park, how are you going to react? What is your knowledge about being around a lot of dogs? And in that aspect, I know he doesn't have that. So what I want to do today is recreate a dog park. And of course, what I'm going to do is, if I see that he starts getting a little not necessarily unruly, but a little too excited or too anxious, then I'm going to go ahead and put a leash on him, so that way I can control him, and like, okay, let's just ignore all that. Let's just be here. Let's just see what everybody else is doing. Maybe we might play a little bit of ball, with the pack. I want him to observe all this. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go get Gunsmoke, and then bring him out, and then I'm going to start releasing Kennel 3, which houses my females, and then of course I'm going to start adding other dogs. The only two that I probably will not allow to interact is Nasir and Ari, and the reason being is because when they come out, they're always a lot of excitement. So I don't want to share too much excitement for them, because just being around a bunch of dogs is just enough. So you might hear barking, whining in the background, so that would be them. But I want my more calm, submissive guys out first, and then later on maybe I can go ahead and start bringing out the other two. But right now what I want to concentrate on is just having him around multiple dogs, opposed to the 3 and 4 and 5 that we've had him around. So he's been around Minchie, he's been around Alaska, he's been around Ginger, and then of course we've had Kratos and Shinobi with him, so that's already 5 altogether. He was around Tifa, but of course she's already been adopted. So right now it's just a 5. So I want to go from 5 to at least about 15 to 16 dogs out here with him. So we're going to go ahead and see how that goes. Hopefully it goes perfect. I do recommend that anybody who is not experienced in doing this, don't try this at home. Please call a professional, and they can actually help you and work this out. So right now I'm thinking positive thoughts. This is going to happen. It's, I want him to be a little bit more knowledgeable about being around everybody else. So again, don't try this at home. And again, contact a professional, and they can actually help you out in cases like this. So let's go get him. Alright, everybody, I apologize for the lighting here. Usually kind of keep it kind of dark, and so that way the whole room stays cool. But of course this is Gunsmoke. Now when I would go for Gunsmoke to pull him out, he would do a lot of this. So what I've been working with him is that, in order for you to come out, give me distance, give me space, so I can go and bring you out. But for the most part, he has improved a lot since the time that I've actually met him. So there you go, that's what I want. I want him to be very respectful when I approach the kennel. I want him to sit down, be polite. Now, usually what I've actually gathered from him is that when anybody that approaches the kennel, you know, I'm pretty sure they baby talked to him, or they would even talk to him, you know, during the process. But the only thing is that he's already excited, you know, coming out. So if you're talking to him or baby talking to him, you know, he's going to get even more excited. So I want more, you know, I want him more to be like himself. I want him to be, you know, a pit bull. I want him to be, you know, polite, calm, relaxed, because, you know, we're going to get to go outside. But before I let you out, I want you to, excuse me, I want you to be this way. So the eye contact, you know, giving it to me like, okay, what is it that we're going to do today? So I want him to be, like I said, calm, relaxed, as, you know, we're getting ready to go outside. So it's taken a lot of work to get them this way. So for Nina, like again, you know, being that you're going to be adopting him, be sure that you practice everything that we've been doing, because everything that I've worked for to get him to this is it's not been easy. So you know, when you're working with him, once you get to know him and once, you know, he gets out there and everything, yeah, go ahead and you know get to know him furthermore. But in the beginning of a relationship, whether you know, it's a puppy, whether it's any dog at any age, it's best that you always, you know, build some type of relationship in the beginning, because for the next 2 years, that you have this dog, this relationship is what's going to, you know, pretty much give you the outcome of the dog that you're going to have for the rest of your life. So for him, I want him to be, you know, I want him to be a full-grown adult. I don't, you know, he's got the body of a man, but the mind of a puppy. So and you know, that can be really, really bad. But you know, and you see, you know, perfect. This is, you know, the more that I wait, the longer that I wait, you know, I'm going to get more when I want. So when you're doing this, you know, do something else, you know, because I know sitting here and trying to be patient and, you know, waiting for him to do what you want, which is this. Well, for me, this is what I want. You know, it does take a lot of time, and how I'm actually, you know, alleviating that time is by talking to you guys. So, you know, now that I have what I want, now we're going to go ahead and open the kennel. Of course, I'm going to open the kennel, but I don't want him coming out. So, you know, I'm going to ask him to stay in there. So a lot of what I've actually, you know, explained in the past about blocking, we did a video not too long ago about with Mocha, and the thing is that, you know, I was blocking with my body. So right now, you know, like I said, you know, he's the body of a man, but the mind of a puppy. So what I'm doing is I'm doing exactly what his mother would do when he was a pup. You know, this is your den, and I need you to stay in there until I say otherwise. So the mother, she will do, you know, 3 things. The first one is, you know, of course she'll leave, and then she's going to go ahead and block the pups if they start following her out of the den. Then, if the pups persist, she's gonna give that growl or that snarl, you know, just as a warning. You know, I need you to stay here. This is where I need you to stay. The third will be the snap. So again, the snap is not out of aggression. What it is just to let the pups know that, you know, I'm you know, very serious about what I'm asking you to do. So you see, I don't want him to, you know, always submit laying down. You know, I want him to, you know, be proud about who he is. I want him to be proud of, you know, of what he is. You know, I need him to have that nice self-esteem, because a lot of times when, you know, I have guys that are a lot of play, it's a lot of, you know, rolling on the back and, you know, pet my tummy and that kind of thing. But, you know, I need you to grow up is basically what I've been teaching him since he's been here with me. So I want him to be, I want him to continue his life and his education, but I want him to drop the puppy because, you're no longer a puppy. You're about, 2 years old. You've actually grown up to be, an adult. So, and a lot of times that I've seen, owners is that, they don't fully understand that the dog will mature within a year. So from the moment they're born all the way to they're about, about 3, they're pretty much, babies, toddlers, and then once they get from 4 to 5, then you start kicking with adolescents. Then after you kick in with adolescents, then from 6 to a year is where the real work comes in, because this is, what I consider like their teenagers. Now, if anybody has ever lived with a teenager, they're going to try you, on a daily basis of, what they can and can't do. Now, if you fall, within, like let's say you allow some stuff and then you allow other stuff to slide. The more you let stuff slide, the more they see that, there is a limit as far as how much they will go before they stop disciplining and they let you go and do what you want. So, with him, I really don't let him get away with anything. If he's laying on his back, sit up, correct yourself, So I want, like I said, I want him to grow up, and I want him to, leave the puppy behind and be, the pet he needs to be. Now, if you remember the beginning of when we started this, he was rubbing up, he was, excited, that kind of thing. Well, I mean, I don't mind the excitement, but, right now it's not a time to be excited. I want you just to fully focus on what it is that I need you to do, and right now I need you to be, calm submissive. The more calm submissive you give me, the more that you're going to be able to get out quicker. But of course, it's all about patience. It's all about following through. It's all about being sure that you are enforcing what it is that you want, the type of behavior that you want for your dog. So, there's not a lot of excitement. It's just a lot of, calm. I want him to reflect what I'm reflecting. I'll give you, calm assertive. You give me calm submission. You give, so it's a 50-50 on the relationship between us. Now that I've got what I wanted, now we're going to go outside.